Welcome back to my channel. I'm Yuki. Today I want to talk about one common trap often people fall into when trying to change, and a habit-based approach to overcome it. So this video is about building habit actually, and I will break down into 3 tips that help you build your habit. So let's get started. There's a trap when you think about something you want to change. Don't you try to work on several things at once? This is a common trap many people often fall into. They try to work on many things at the same time, like, I will do this, and I want to do this, also I have to do this. And it's ended up not going very well because the result doesn't show up. You start feel unmotivated and eventually you stop. To avoid this and to accomplish things you want, start with one habit and one goal. Now, I want to talk about 3 ideas that help you build your habit and move you toward who you want to be. But before that, let me ask you something here. What is one thing you want the most result right now? What is one habit you truly want to build? You might feel uncomfortable just choosing one, and I wasn't good at prioritizing either, but I tried to choose one habit and started. It made clear difference, and finally I could focus on it. Choosing one doesn't mean you quit other things. That simply means you stop doing everything at the same time. So, you don't have to decide perfectly, but just keep one habit in mind as we move on. With that in mind, here are 3 ideas that helped me build a habit, both through experience and science. One of the strong tips for building a habit is making the habit you want specific. Specific plans help us to get started. On the other hand, the plans that are too vague require us constant decision making. Like, people don't have unlimited resources. They are limited. So, they are saving their resources to avoid wasting them. But if the action is too vague, we need to think about how, where, and when to do it. So, that means vague plans require to spend those limited resources every single time. That's why specificity increases the chance of action, and it makes it easier to act more often. Over time, it will be a habit. So, be specific. Decide where, when, and what to do. And for timing, using an event works better than just a clock time. So, if you are a beginner and try to exercise, don't say I will work out every day, but instead, decide action like this. After waking up and after eating breakfast, I will push up 10 times in the living room. And I personally recommend making 2 goals. First goal is a minimum goal. For example, pushing up 10 times, which makes you feel okay and you did it. Another goal is an action that you can say you did it, where you can feel satisfaction, like pushing up 20 times with reset. By doing so, it becomes easier to start and less likely you will procrastinate because of background. So, the second tip is obstacle. What usually stops you? What prevents your habit? This is another important tip for building habits. By identifying obstacles, things prevent you from doing what you want. You become aware of them, and by dealing with them in advance, it's become much easier to get started on your habit. And the fewer obstacles you have, the more likely you are able to do the things you want. The reason is almost the same what I mentioned earlier, like naturally people avoid wasting their unnecessary energy. Small but satisfying. To build a habit, making it small is very important. Starting small makes it possible to keep going without feeling overwhelmed. Big habits often feel too difficult, and once you don't do them, it creates a sense of failure, and that makes you feel you're failing so much, and that breaks your confidence, and eventually you stop. But small habits work because they reduce the chance of failure. Additionally, once you start doing these small habits, gradually you notice that you can do more than you thought. And that gives you a confidence and sense of I can do this, which is called self-efficacy. This is something I've been thinking is the most important. And many people say, make it as small as possible. By making it small, it's easy to do and it builds up the number and will be a habit. I understand this idea, but for me, making too small feels boring. I noticed that when I set a small but meaningful action where I can feel satisfaction, I felt a real sense of accomplishment. And by repeating that process, I got more confidence in myself. So, this gives you a chance to gain your confidence. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Today, I shared one way of looking at a situation you might be struggling with. Having too many things to do, not knowing what to prioritize, and you feeling stuck even though you're trying. I introduce a different approach and 3 ideas based on scientific perspective and books listed in the description and my own experience. If any part of this video gave you a new perspective or helped you take an action, then this video has done its job. I'll be posting more videos from here. I'll see you there. Bye.